So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for joining us today. A very, very special day. It's the appearance day of Lord Nrsingadev, Nrsinga Caturdasi, Nrsingadev Bhagwan Ki Jai. So we have a quick look at Lord Nrsingadev pastimes from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is one of the verses which describes his appearance from the 7th Canto, 8th chapter, 18th verse.
Saptaminam parito vipashyan sambhashyamadhyat anuni chihanam nayamigo napi naro vichitram aho kimetam nirmikandra rupam. While Hiranyakasipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakasipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion?
Okay, so let's have a look. I was thinking we would just go through all the different chapters which describe Nrsingadev's pastime in the Canto 7, starting with chapter 2. Basically, when the Lord appeared as the boar incarnation, Prahad, and he killed Hiranyakashipu's brother, Hiranyaksh. So Hiranyakashipu became very angry, and he accused the Lord of being partial to the Devatas, especially to Indra. And he started agitating the Rakshasas and wanting to get them to start fighting, especially the demigods. And ultimately, he wanted revenge against Vishnu himself. So he created a huge, horrible, aggressive situation where he disturbed the ritualistic ceremonies of the peaceful sages. And sages hid, the demigods also hid away. After the funeral ceremonies of Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu pacified his relatives, his mother and his wife, Hiranyaksha's wife. They were very upset, of course. But Hiranyakashipu was actually quite learned. So he started speaking about the eternity of the soul and the actions of karma. And somehow or other, he managed to pacify the relatives. So even in those days, the demons, very knowledgeable. In this way, Hiranyakashipu pacified Diti and Rushabhanu, mother and sister-in-law, and engaged their minds in spiritual understanding. The third chapter is where he exacts his revenge. He wanted to become immortal. He knew Vishnu is extremely powerful. So he practiced severe austerities for a long time on the Mandara mountain. He stood on tiptoe, raising his arms above his head rather, and he fixed his gaze on top of the sky. He did not eat, sleep, or drink. He remained fixed in that position for a very long time. It said thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, which is to us unimaginable. Even standing like that for a few minutes would give us a huge inconvenience. But he was austere and he remained fixed in that position. So much so that the ants, they built an anthill around him and they even ate his flesh. His Atma, the soul, was just going around the bones. It was extraordinary. And a fire also emanated from the top of his head and it disturbed the entire universe. It was very devastating. A little bit like when Dhruv Maharaj was doing his austerities. From his austerities also a lot of disturbance was created in the order of the universe. So Lord Brahma at that time, he approached Hiranyakashipu. He was alarmed. He was informed by the Devatas that this person's doing these tapasyas, go and appease him. So he came on his swan before Hiranyakashipu and he immediately sprinkled water from his kamandalu upon the head of Hiranyakashipu, And Hiranyakashipu's body became immediately, I've got it here, back to normal. He got his strength back again. So this is the power of Lord Brahma. He is the creator, secondary creator. He has huge, huge powers, mystical powers. And he said to the demon, "O king of the Asuras, I am astonished at your determination. What do you want so badly that you're doing such terrible austerities?" So bowing down before Lord Brahma, Hiranyakashipu was very happy that the Brahma had come before him. And he said to Brahma, "I want to become immortal. I want to live forever." And Brahma replied, "Well, that's a nice request, but I can't help you either, because I will die at some point. Although I do live for trillions of years, 311 trillion years to be precise. But I also have to die one time. So how can I give you something I don't have myself?" That made Hiranyakashipu quite disappointed, because he knew in order to fight Vishnu, he would have to have eternity on his side. After all of these years of hardship, he's not going to get what he wants. But Brahma agreed to give him benediction. So he thought, okay, let's go for the second best option. Let me choose a whole lot of benedictions where I cannot be killed. So in any place, covered or uncovered, in any daylight or night time, any weapon can't kill me, or on land or on the air, or no human, animal, demigod, any living entity can't kill me. He also prayed for supremacy over the entire earth, or universe, sorry. And he also requested the 8 mystic yogic perfections. Here he is, doing his tapasya. And here he is with Lord Brahma coming down, pouring that water over him and giving him his body. You can see half the body is skeleton, which is quite interesting. Chapter 4, he begins his reign of terror, believing himself to be immortal now because he'd chosen all the different aspects of, different circumstances where he can't be killed. Traveling throughout the universe, he defeated the rulers of each planet until he conquered Indra, king of heaven. He occupied heaven, and he, yes, Naniben.
Yes, actually, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One of his benediction was he wouldn't be killed by anybody, animals or man or human being, but also by any living entity. So Nrsinga Bhagwan falls into the living entity, isn't it?
He does, but he's the supreme living entity, isn't he? So he's beyond this material world.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an jiva, yeah. So Krishna is not an ordinary jiva.
Yeah.
Not a super, not a...
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Good point, though. Well noticed. Good spot. I think Hiranyakashipu has to sort of refine his request next time. So not just any
jiva. Instead of a living entity, it would have been like a living entity, yes, or a jiva. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he should extend it to Paramatma as well. Huh?
Yes, I think in future he should do that.
But I think Brahma would say, "Sorry, I can't."
He would.
I can't account for Paramatma's activities. So he conquered heaven and he occupied heaven. In fact, he conquered all the devatas, except, of course, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva could not come under his control. Everybody else was serving him, even the sages, including Narad Muni. So he was very happy. He was proud of himself, his wealth, his army, his beautiful wife. But of course, the nature of the situation is material energy can never provide full satisfaction. So because of his false ego, he was never quite satisfied. The demigods went to Lord Brahma, and together they went to Lord Vishnu to request for protection from this evil Hiranyakashipu. Eventually, the Lord appeared before them and he informed them that everyone will be saved from these fearful conditions. You don't have to worry. And especially when Hiranyakasipu starts exploiting or torturing my own devotee, Prahlad, I will come and end his life. So of course the devatas were very happy. So now chapter 5 discusses the saintly qualities of, or Prahlad Maharaj actually. When he was 5, his father began to notice there was something strange about the boy. He was neither proud nor greedy. And that's very unusual for the demoniac class. Right? Indeed, he was quite calm and kind-hearted. Hiranyakasipu was concerned. Taking his son onto his lap, he said, "You are very intelligent. Tell me, what is the most important thing you have learned at school?" So in school, he had been entrusted to 2 of the disciples of Sukracharya named Sanda and Amarka. Now, when he inquired from his son replied, "Studying about politics and the art of war is a waste of time." Now, this is the main subject matter of the demoniac class of people: politics and how to create friction and war. Those who are really intelligent have no enemies. So no dualities. Prahlad is preaching to his father, he's 5, because they understand that they are servants of Vishnu, who lives in everyone's heart. One should give up household life. So he's preaching to his father now. Give up your kingdom and go to the forest to worship the Supreme Lord. So this was shocking. When Hiranyakasipu heard, he decided that somehow somebody's polluted this boy. And he advised his teachers, take better care of Prahlad, teach him properly. Again, Prahlad came before him and he asked the same thing to him. What is the best thing you have learned? And Prahlad said, Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu Smaranam. He gave the 9 processes of Bhakti Yoga to Lord Vishnu. Anybody like to read? Naniben, would like to read this, these 2 verses from the Bhagavatam?
Hearing and chanting, yes? Yeah.
Yes.
Hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything onto him. In other words, serving him with body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge.
Very good, thank you. So this is from the Bhagavatam 7th chapter, 7th canto, 5th chapter. So this is very important verses for us. When Hiranyakasipu heard that, he was furious. And Sanda and Amarka, of course, claimed complete innocence. Hiranyakasipu was so angry, he decided that the only way to deal with this fellow, his young son, was to kill him. This is really obnoxious. So he ordered his army, his servants, to kill this young boy. They tried to kill him with spears, swords, tridents. Nothing succeeded. They hurled him from cliff tops, but he floated like a feather to the ground. They threw him against a charging elephant, which came to a sudden halt, just short of the boy. They put him in a pit of snakes, but the snakes refused to bite. I heard that actually the snakes turned into ropes as well. They tried everything. They poisoned him, starved him, froze him, burnt him, fried him in the oil. Nothing worked. And of course, Prahlad was such an amazing personality. He never even asked for protection. Throughout this time, he was always thinking, my dad is just playing with me. He's just having some fun with me. But because he was always in remembrance of the Supreme Lord, the Lord was completely protecting him. Even he didn't know how he was eating or sleeping. Even that was something that Every function was taken care of by the Lord because his absorption was complete in the Supreme Lord. And then they couldn't do anything. They sent him back to school. But this time, when the teachers were absent from the classrooms, Prahlad would preach to the demon sons. And he would convince them about spiritual life. He would preach them, but one should not be very much interested in material enjoyment. But one should become satisfied with whatever one has. And because this life is so short, should use every moment for spiritual life. Otherwise, it will all end in disaster. So his classrooms became, friends became devotees. They would listen to him. They would ask him, how do you know all this? Where did you learn this? It's not from our teachers. So then Prahlad gave them the pastime of how the demigods, when Hiranyakasipu was away doing tapasya, his mother was arrested and they were going to kill her. But Narad Muni came and said, no, you can't kill her. There's a very important devotee in the womb of this lady. So Narad Muni took the Kayadu to his ashram and he preached to Kayadu. But who was listening more attentively was the boy, Prahlad. And he understood fully all aspects of spirituality from Narad Muni in the womb. He was a self-realized soul. Even before leaving the womb, he accepted Narad Muni as the guru. And he had all his instructions.
Without having seen his guru.
Without having seen his guru, yeah. And there weren't that many classes because Kayadu kept falling asleep. Right?
Yeah, but Narad Muni kept on speaking and Prahlad used to listen.
Yeah. So some of his qualities, he was equally disposed, didn't have friends or enemies. He had the same character as a super soul, which is incredible. This is very rarely achieved, even by the great Mahatmas. He had unflinching faith in Vasudeva, unalloyed devotion to him, attachment to Krishna, equipoised in all circumstances, caring for everyone. We will see at the end how Nrsingadev kept asking him, what do you want? What do you want? And he asked for something, and then he asked for something else. He said, I want everybody to go back to Godhead, to come back to you. What's the use of just me coming? I'll stay here. Everybody else should come back to you. But Nrsingadev said, no, I won't grant you that one. So he's such a caring person. And we have to try to develop that mood of compassion as well, so that we can extend the spiritual knowledge to so many others. He could have acted like Jad Bharat, but he thought, Father is going to hell. Even if I die, at least this seed is sown in Hiranyakasipu's heart. He was fearless. He was alone. He was a 5-year-old boy. He had no shelter at all. And in our situation, even in good times, we can't chant the Mahamantra. Just compare ourselves. It's a ridiculous situation. So who was he in his previous life? Actually, I won't go through this in much detail, but basically he was a sense enjoyer in his previous life. And he wanted to go with one of his girlfriends to an old Nrsinga temple and, to enjoy. And they ended up in an old Nrsinga temple. They cleaned it up because it was so messy. But somehow he had a fight with his girlfriend and she left. He was so disturbed. He didn't sleep or eat all day, all night. And that day was actually the day of Lord Nrsingadev's appearance, Nrsinga Caturdasi. Somehow the Lord accepted this act of unintentional devotion to observe Nrsinga Caturdasi in such an incredible way that the Lord bestowed upon him the blessing of devotional service, bhakti yoga. This is a fantastic incentive for us to do bhakti. If this can happen to somebody who's a sense enjoyer, we are making some effort to try to become Krishna conscious. But This fellow had no intention of making any progress in spirituality, yet he was awarded this incredible boon of having Narad as his spiritual master in his next life. And he took to devotional service. So there's a hope for all of us. Okay, now the juicy bits. Following the instructions of Prahlad, all the sons of the demons became attached to Vishnu. They would chant Hare Krishna, they would chant the Mahamantra, they would chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The teacher, they were really getting worried. All the children were becoming devotees. They reported this to Hiranyakasipu, and this was the final straw for Hiranyakasipu. It's fine that you yourself are a devotee, but don't make the other demons, the other children of the demons, devotees as well. So he challenged Prahlad Maharaj. He said, Hiranyakasipu is greater than God. Greater than God. I am greater than God. Prahlad said, no, you're not God. And he started glorifying Vishnu, how God is omnipresent, omniscient. And Hiranyakasipu was very disturbed. How dare you defy me? I control the entire universe. Nothing moves. I've changed the laws of karma. So good things get bad results. And bad things get good results. How dare you say I'm not in control? So, okay, you're talking about this God. But where do you get your power from? That I can't kill you. I control the whole universe. Dear Father, Prahlad replied, the source of my strength is also the source of yours. And that's Vishnu himself. Hiranyakasipu was shocked. What? You dare say that somebody else is greater than me? You dare take the name of Vishnu? I will kill you myself. Now, you speaking, before I kill you, you speaking, I'm going to defeat you philosophically. You speak of God. Tell me, Prahlad, where is this God of yours? Oh, he's omniscient. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere. Okay, he's everywhere. Now I'm going to prove you wrong. Is he in this pillar? Is he here? Let me see him. If he's here, let me see him protect you now. And Prahlad said, yes, he's there as well. He's everywhere. So when Hiranyakasipu heard this philosophy from his son, he derided this boy's statement, just as the talk of a child. And he forcefully struck the pillar with his fist. I thought he struck it with his sword. Drawing his sword, Hiranyakasipu struck it against the pillar. As soon as Hiranyakasipu struck the column, a tumultuous sound occurred. As the pillar crumbled in a cloud of dust, a deafening roar reverberated throughout the palace. In fact, throughout the universe. The earth even trembled. Hiranyakasipu watched with wide eyes as an enormous creature emerged from the remains of the pillar. Though walking on two legs, he had the head of a lion. His eyes blazed like fire. His golden mane shook like 1,000,000 snakes, and his long tongue flicked like a dueling sword. And this is him, Nrsingadev Bhagwan Ki Jai. It's one of my favorite pictures of Lord Nrsingadev, how he comes bursting out of the pillar, of what's remaining of the pillar. And there's Hiranyakasipu, amazed, he's shocked. What is this in front of me? And there's Prahlad Maharaj, pretty cool, chilled out, laying on the floor.
Huge, isn't he? Huge, huge Nrsinga Bhagwan.
Huge. It said that his glare, effulgence was so bright. When he was fighting with Hiranyakasipu, you couldn't see Hiranyakasipu because of the effulgence coming from the Lord. So this shows the glory of Hiranyakasipu. Yeah, very nice. Beautiful picture. And look at his mane, his teeth. And his roar was so loud, that would cross into the universe. Very, very loud roars, which would shatter the hearts of the demons like Hiranyakasipu. And this is Simhachalam, AHOBILAM, where in Andhra Pradesh, where he took birth. And today we've asked Shruti to speak again about these temples in AHOBILAM, the 9 temples that are there. And this is the Ugrastan, where Stamba, where he took his birth from. Still apparently exist in Andhra Pradesh. So one day we should try to adventure and go down there. To substantiate Prahlad's statements, the Lord came out of a pillar in his wonderful incarnations in Nrsinga, half man, half lion. Hiranyakasipu could immediately understand that the extraordinarily wonderful form of the Lord was surely meant for his death. And then there was a fight. He regained his senses. He said, no, I'm powerful. I can't be killed in so many different ways. Let's see how Vishnu can kill me. So he started to fight. And this is what Lord Vishnu wanted. He wanted to fight. He can't fight in the spiritual world. So he comes to our world and he has a fight with his devotee. He's not fighting with any ordinary person here. This is Jay or Vijay from the spiritual world, and a very powerful soul who gives the Lord a wonderful fight. Who is this strange creature? Hiranyakashipu thought. Is this Lord Vishnu my arch enemy? Never before had he seen such awesome anger. But remembering that he, the king of the demons, was immortal, he was unafraid. Flashing his razor-sharp sword, Hiranyakashipu charged the Lord. They fought, sometimes on the ground, sometimes in the sky. Lord Narasimhadeva was playing with the demon as an eagle plays with a mouse. Sometimes he caught him, sometimes he let him escape. The Lord fought with the demon for some time. And in the evening, on the border between day and night, the Lord captured the demon, threw him on his lap, and killed him by piercing his abdomen with his nails. The Lord not only killed Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons, but also killed many of his followers. When there was no one else to fight, the Lord, roaring with anger, still angry, he sat on his throne, on the throne, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry, that's just repeating it again. So this is a phenomenal picture, painting. So do you remember what the, when a guest comes, like Nrsingadev is a guest, when Vamandev appeared before the demon Bali, Bali gave him a seat, Bali gave him a garland, Bali gave him water. But in this case, he came uninvited and didn't get anything, right?
So you had to make...
Go on.
So you had to use whatever was available. So he used Hiranyakashipu's throne as his seat. And the garland was the intestines from Hiranyakashipu. And the drink was the blood from Hiranyakashipu.
So he got his drink, he got his garland, and he got his seat as well. So helped himself. Then chapter 9. So Lord Nrsingadev was very angry. He was furious. He was furious not just with the demon, he was furious with the demigods as well. Why was he furious with the demigods? Because they were hiding. 5-year-old boy was on his own against this demon, and yet you demigods, you all hid. You did not extend any support. You cared for your own life. You're so much in the bodily concept. When will you understand? It doesn't matter. Even if you protect a devotee by dying, at least you've done something great in your life. So Nrsingadev was furious. And it said that Brahma and Shiva, they were standing like almost a kilometer away from the throne of Lord Nrsingadev because they were so frightened by his anger. But Prahlad Maharaj wasn't frightened. They tried to coerce Lakshmi Devi. Wow, he's your husband.
Well, actually, Shiva asked Brahma because they said, you're the one who gave him all the benedictions, so you're going to explain it to Nrsingadev.
But he refused.
Yeah.
And then Brahma approached Lakshmi Devi. You're his wife. You know him better than anybody. And Lakshmi Devi, I've never seen him like this.
He's not the man I married.
He's not my lord. I'm not going anywhere near him. And then they approached Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was pretty cool. And he accepted, yes, I can approach the Lord. I can go. Not through ego, because he was just very, very innocent. He was not fearful of anything, because he knew the Lord would always protect him. So confident of the affection of his master, Prahlad Maharaj approached Lord Nrsingadev. And this is an incredible picture. So Lord Nrsingadev picking up Prahlad and being very, very affectionate to him, giving him a hug. It's actually said that when Prahlad Maharaj was approaching Lord Nrsingadev, Lord Nrsingadev was in tears, just remembering the situation of Prahlad and how he had kept complete faith in the Lord, complete faith, no matter what happened. So then Lord Nrsingadev offered him benedictions, lots of benedictions. What do you want? I can give you anything you want. I can give you the universe. You have my surrendered soul. But the boy said, my Lord, don't tempt me. So he was telling the Lord off, don't tempt me. I'm not a businessman. I haven't served you for you to give me something. I am simply happy to remain your servant life after life. This is what conquers the Lord. Time and time again, we repeat this so we become convinced. We don't have to ask the Lord for anything. Simply we offer him our savor. Of course, what can we possibly do for the Lord? Nothing. But just offering our service to the Lord makes him indebted to us. We don't want to make the Lord indebted, but we want to please him. So this pleases him. Nrsingadev would insist, no, I want to give you something. Take something. Okay, if you want me to take something, then please excuse my father for all of his sinful activities. This is the heart of the devotee. His father was trying to kill him, yet he asked for his father's protection. So this is the compassionate nature of the devotee. So often we will get this situation where people will try to harm our bhakti, our devotion, our lives. But this is such an example. He only wanted the best, even for his worst enemy. This is the sign of a real devotee. My dear Prahlad, the Lord replied, because of your unflinching devotion, your father and 21 generations of your family are already liberated from this endless cycle of birth and death. So who are these 21 generations? Prahlad himself. Hiranyakasipu, the father. Kashyap Muni, the grandfather, was also liberated. He's already a liberated soul anyway. Marichi, the great-grandfather. Brahma, the father, creator of the universe, who is the great-great-great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather. So that's 5. And Jiva Goswami explains that in addition to the 5, 16 generations of Prahlad's previous family were also liberated by Lord Nrsingadev. Thus 21 generations are liberated as promised by the Lord. And Nrsingadev then asked Prahlad, take another benediction. And he said, take all the souls back. Let me suffer here. But there'll be many of them to give you pleasure. I'll be on my own. It's okay. That's where he started crying. No, I won't do that, he said. Ask something else. So then Prahlad Maharaj asked, whoever reads or hears this pastime should not have to take another birth. And Lord Nrsingadev agreed to this. So hopefully we should try to make this our last life because of Prahlad Maharaj, his kindness. Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki jai. So just there's a few more things. He appeared on Caturdasi, that's today, in the month of Baishak, Shukla Paksh, bright moon. And he appeared at dusk. So dusk in the UK is about 9 o'clock. But I think he's already appeared actually in Bharat, because there the sun has already set. This is wonderful prayer. Rianj, please recite if you're there.
It's not there.
Oh, it's not there. Okay. You
Can I try it? Because
okay, yeah, go for it. Go for it, Kumar. Oh, yeah, go for it.
Sri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki jai. Ugram Veram Mahavishlam Jalakam Sarto Sarvato Mukham Narsingam Vishram Bhadram Mrutyum Namamiham. I'll read only once, okay? May my head be protected by the moon-colored one, who is the greatest among humans. My obeisance unto the ferocious and powerful, the great Vishnu, the fiery one, whose faces are on all sides, the fearful one, Narasimha, who causes the death of even death personified, or who can overcome death. Hare Krishna.
It's a very nice beach mantra. Beach. We can, we can do a comparison because another Lord appeared from stone as well. And that was Radha Raman. They both appeared from stone in a form never seen before. Right? Devotees will be knowing Radha Raman. The original deities are still there in Vrindavan, or made of shaligram. Nrsingadev appeared half man, half lion from pillar to prove Prahlad's words to be true. How did Radharaman appear? Appeared from the shaligram to allow his devotee Gopal Bhatt Goswami to serve him to his heart's content. Gopal Bhatt got some jewelry and some clothes, and he was thinking, how am I going to use these beautiful things on this stone? It's just a piece, it's just a round. It's Vishnu, yes, but how? So he was praying, I want to serve you. So the next morning, the Lord transformed into Radharaman. This is really extraordinary. Both places he appeared because of the love for his devotee. So there you go, Radharaman ki jai. Very, very beautiful. This has to be one of the most extraordinary deities in this world. Nrsinga Ugram is very angry, but Radharaman, on the other hand, is very, very peaceful. His mood is like when Bhrigu Muni went and kicked Vishnu in the chest. And Vishnu asked him, is your foot hurting because my chest is very hard? Nrsinga is Viram, very brave. Radharaman, he gets scared and he runs to Yashoda Mai. AHOBILAM, yeah. So this is the difference between Kana and Nrsinga. Nrsinga, nobody can scare, but Kana, he was easily scared. Nrsinga is Mahan, is greater than the greatest. Radharaman, he appears very small and in Vrindavan, and he always remains in Vrindavan. He's tiny. You have to have binoculars to see him properly. Nrsinga is Jwalantam. He throws fire out of his mouth. Radharaman, what does he do? Krishna, he drinks the fire through his mouth. He drank it twice, the forest fires. Nrsinga is Sarvato Mukham, can see in all directions. Radharaman, he can't see Yashoda Mai behind him. He was enjoying the yogurt. Mother Yashoda was right behind him, about to giving him a beating. Narasimha, Bishanam, ferocious. Radharaman is just naughty. Nrsinga is Bhadram, full of good manners. Radharaman, or Krishna, speaks lies, eats with his left hand, eats dirt. So many things he does, so many naughty things. Nrsinga is Mutum, death personified. Radharaman is the life of all existence, as is described in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 10th verse. Okay, so in the Nrsinga Puran, there's a very nice verse. Should we do the Sanskrit or skip it? Let's do the English.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who in Satyug appeared as half man, half lion, to cure a terrible disease that had ravaged the Daityas, and who in Treta Yuga appeared as a person named Ram, Lord Ramachandra, a person who defeated the 10-headed demon Ravan, and who in Dwapar Yuga removed the earth's burden and protected the Gopa, the cowherd man, people of Rajpur, will appear again in Kali Yuga. His form will be golden, he will delight in chanting the Lord's holy names, and his name will be Chaitanya.
So this is interesting, how Lord Chaitanya is predicted in the Nrsinga Puran as well. So what's this connection between Nrsinga and Chaitanya? Chaitanya listened to Prahlad's Leela in the 7th canto hundreds of times. He would discuss it with Gadadhar Pandit in Jagannath Puri in the Tota Gopinath temple. They would again and again and again relish. And this was also the case with Srila Prabhupada. He would relish listening to Prahlad. And our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Krishna Swami, he would love listening to Prahlad Maharaj's Leelas. What's the other connection? Dvaitacharya, he worshipped Nrsinga Shila with Tulsi and Ganga and brought Lord Chaitanya down by that worship. He forced him to come. Srivas Thakur also used to worship Nrsinga Shila. And once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his home and he knocked his door down, showed him his form as Lord Nrsingadev. And he had to be calmed down. Then there was the incident with Chandrakasi, who tried to stop the Sankirtan movement. And at that time, Nrsingadev appeared on his chest while he was sleeping in a dream and scratched his chest. And Chandrakasi, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came before him, he showed him, look, this is what's happened. This Lord came and he jumped on, and I promised him I will not disturb the Sankirtan movement again. So that to this day has still taken place. Nobody disturbs the Sankirtan movement. Srivas Thakur was doing Shrad for his father, and he was reciting the Vishnu Sahasranam. And when the Nrsingadev's name was chanted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became Nrsingadev, spitting fire. So very interesting. Hari also means lion. And thus we address Narasimha also as Nara Hari. Chaitanya is also known as Gaura Hari. There are 5 things that Chaitanya did to qualify him as Gaura Hari. He has golden complexion, just like the lion. He has long locks of soft black hair to his shoulder, like the mane of a lion. He has a broad chest and a thin waist, like a lion. He appeared in astrological position of Simha Rashi, Leo. And he enters the dark black caves of our hearts and roars, Haribo! Just like the lion enters the dark caves, causing elephants sitting inside to flee. Our elephants of lust, anger, and greed run away. So a very interesting comparison of Gaura Hari to Nara Hari. And then the final thing was we could chant these wonderful prayers by Bhaktivinoda Thakur to Lord Nrsingadev. So he's written these 5 prayers in the Sri Navadvip Bhavad Tarang for receiving the mercy of Lord Nrsingadev. These prayers are certainly assurance to all sincere devotees that the worship of Nrsingadev is purely in the line of aspiring love and devotion to Radha and Krishna. Sometimes people devotees are scared to worship Nrsingadev because they think Radharani will be scared of Nrsingadev. But actually, we pray to Lord Nrsingadev to get the devotion of Radha and Krishna. Is this in the... Should we just do that? Hare Krishna, Naniben?
There was a nice message that Mataji sent today in the devotees group that Nrsingadev appeared specifically to protect Prahlad Maharaj and his bhakti. So we can pray to Nrsingadev to protect our bhakti. I like that very much, Mataji.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Very good.
And Bhakti Devi is Radharani.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can give us Bhakti, which is Radharani.
Nice point.
Thank you.
So actually, any volunteers to chant this? There's 5 of them. Maybe I would pick on Karuna.
Bhaktivinoda special.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur specialist Bhajan Kirtaniya.
I'm trying to get a tune for it, Prabhu.
I know.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned it. Maybe we can do it tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow.
Why just go on? Why just don't go on with the reading, and then I'll try a tune for it.
Yeah, we can do the English.
All right.
Yeah, you do English. I'll try a tune for it.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You're amazing, Karuna.
Okay.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Naniben, would you like to do the English?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where is the prayers?
Here it says within my sinful
Okay.
That
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
Within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna.
Oops, sorry. You do this one as well?
Yeah. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Even though Lord Narasimha is terrifying towards the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, worthless soul, and thereby make me fearless? He will say, dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gaurang Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple. May you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. Saying this, will that Lord delightfully place his own divine lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple, Radha Krishna, and undergo the ecstatic transformations called Sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Nrsinga's temple. Nrsinga Bhagwan ki jai.
Thank you for that.
Very good.
Very nice. So, Prabhuji,
Yes. Anyway.
because it's already dusk in India, so we can eat at our normal time here?
You know what? I'm really tempted by that. We generally, I mean, I must say I'm struggling a little bit today because various things.
No, it's because by about 9:30, let us, I would be in bed.
Yeah.
So,
To be honest, he has appeared. He has
appeared. Yes, he has appeared on this universe, which is
yeah. And if you've been fasting since morning, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. You're fine. Go for it. Go for it.
Kanna will excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're thinking the same for Sri Krishna Janmashtami as well, because midnight is tough,
Yes, it is tough.
And we won't have the whole anyway until midnight. So
We shall see.
Yeah. Anyway, Karuna Banda, you
Yes,
ready?
Mataji.
Okay,
Yes,
brilliant. Go on then.
He dushtaridai kamadiri puchaya kutinati pratishta satya sadaraya hridaya sodhanara krishnera vasana Nrsinga charane morai to kamana Kandiya Nrsinga pade magibo kakhana Nirapade navadipe jugala bhajana Bhaya bhaya paya yandra darshane se hari Prasanna hoy mokabe more dayakari Yadyapi bhishana Murti tushta jiva prati Prahladi Krishna bhakta jane bhadrati Kapiva prasanna hoye sakripa vachane Nirbhaya karibe mudha kinchane Swachande boisho hai Vatsa Shri Gauranga Dhame Jugala Bhajana Horati Ho Nave Mama Bhakta Kripa Bale Vignaja Vidura Sudha Chitte Bhajo Radha Krishna Rasa Pura Hey Boli Kabe Mora Mastaka Upara Sriya Shri Charana Harshe Dhari Beishwara Amani Jugala Preme Sadvika Vikare Dharaya Luti Moamishi Nrsinga Dware Dharaya Luti Moamishi Nrsinga Dware Dharayalu Tibo Amishi Nrsinga Dware. Shri Nrsingadev ki jai. Prahad.
Karuna Banda ki jai. That was incredible. Whoa. Well
Prabhuji ki
done.
jai, Mataji ki jai.
Amazing, eh?
Krishna
All devotees ki jai.
Superb.
Jai Gopamandi, Hari Hari Bol.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Shri Navadvip Bhavad Taranga, 36 to 40 was very good. Thank you so much. Nrsingadev Bhagwan ki jai.
Jai.
So we wanted to, if there's any questions or any comments, please do ask or comment now.
Just listening to Mataji Karuna Bandar, it just takes you in a different track.
Yeah,
We
amazing.
have to bring ourselves down to earth to say, oh, where are we? Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
very good.
Shri Nrsingadev ki jai.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Very, very nice. We're very lucky.
For me, it's quite easy, Prabhu, because I know the meters, I know the number of lines, the number of words, and I just speak the tune in it.
You're just tempting me to find something harder. That's fine. No problem.
Mataji, you must have learned all this, isn't it? Now you find it easy.
Mataji, yes.
But it was
My
training that helped you.
But all my tertiary education has been with classical music, so for me it's easy.
Yeah, but it was training was hard, wasn't it? Always it is hard, isn't it?
Yeah. All training, all education is hard.
Everything is hard.
Yeah.
Now it's reaping the benefits, and we are experiencing the benefit of your training.
Yeah, that's very true.
Thanks to my guru, Mataji.
Yeah, thanks to who is your guru, Mataji? Who is your guru?
My guru is in Mauritius. He has learned from someone in Bharat. He Guruji Ukya.
Okay.
Ukya, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll give her some really hard ones as well, so that
something she has not learned, Prabhuji.
Yeah, some really.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, it's hard to find the hard ones. I won't even recognize the hard ones.
Nothing for her is nothing is a challenge.
hard.
She's just so
Yeah.
good.
That's true. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Prabhu. See
Hare
you.
Krishna.
What we are
Thank
doing
you.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, Krishna. Let me
It's
just have a
Buddh
look.
Jayanti, isn't it?
It's Buddh Jayanti, yeah. 1 second, Naniban. Just check what we're doing tomorrow.